Hello, hi, I'm Patricia McNeely. Welcome to my channel. My channel is about healing and it's called Zone Healing. So on my channel, what I help people with is really what I consider metaphysical healing, not just alternative healing. But in this video, I'm going to talk to you about alternative healing, how to decide if it's right for you. Now, as we get started, I want you to have an open mind. Please have an open mind because some of the things that I'm going to talk to you about, it's not even about being a witch doctor or woo-woo stuff, okay? I want this to make sense to you, and so pull up, grab your tea or your coffee, let's dish about it, shall we? So things are called alternative healing in part because there are forms that are not always scientifically proven. That is sort of an issue, primarily because in science, data is collected, research is done, it's easier to fund research. There's a lot more dedication to it, and you actually get proof. Now, these are some of the differences between allopathic, or what we call Western, and non-traditional or alternative healing methods, and sometimes called Eastern. Now, Eastern can go back to ancient times, but the bottom line is that people have always needed to heal and wanted to heal. People heal from injuries, people heal from bad relationships, bad things they eat, deprivation, things that happen. Children sometimes will chew something or eat something. There's numerous reasons, right? Not to mention people attacking each other, okay, which is a whole other level of getting people healed. Alternative healing can take methods that you may not agree with. Are they effective? That is subjective. It is always up to the person to go with what they're choosing and deciding to remain open. You have a natural part of your body that wants to heal, okay? That part of you is actually your immune system. Your immune system is a part of the mechanism that starts to rush in, flood you with anti-inflammatories, hormones, blood if needed, plasma if needed. It's just that sometimes it can be very strange. We think of our immune system as just fighting a cold or an illness. Your immune system helps you fight injuries. It helps you resist toxic people, what they're doing to you. So your immune system has a much larger function than you may realize. Now, this is where sometimes science and medical science can't always find you an answer. However, what I do as a metaphysicist, I get answers because I get intuitive answers. Now, let's talk a little bit about methods that are used, okay? Methods in alternative healing can include testing. They can include collecting data in the form of conversing or talking to someone. It can involve an intake form, and it should be objective. In other words, the person who is the healer should be completely objective about what the person has to say. I've heard things from people that would stand up other people's hair. I've heard things from people that other people would doubt. And I've heard things from people that sometimes have amounted to things that are a little bit along the lines of a deeply vulnerable thing that they've shared with me. I don't consider it my business to blab it out there, nor do I consider it something that is for everyone. What I do with it, however, is like saying what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens in the session stays in the session. Is it data? Yes, because a good healer should learn as they go. This is called experience, and you want someone with experience. I myself have close to 15 years of experience as a metaphysician. However, I was a pre-med student at one point. So I have a basis in the science and the biology and the foundation and the methods that are used. Okay. It too has evolved. Alternative healing is evolving as people are taking the proper and helpful elements from, for example, Eastern. And there are many kinds. There's Ayurvedic. There are traditions in Muslim cultures. There are traditions in Hindu cultures. There are traditions in Korean cultures. There's traditions in martial arts. There are traditions in helping people in all kinds of cultures. Okay, Native American, you name it, indigenous people. They've all had a need for a healer. And what they've also had a need for is helping the energy of the person and also the spirit of the person. What do you do with someone who is depressed? Is there a physiological reason for it? Meaning, is there something with their body process that is stuck or hitting a wall or is low level that is affecting the person's moods, emotions? Yes. We are now starting to make this connection that is sometimes called mind, body, spirit. It does all go together, and yet they operate separately. The sum of the parts is a great whole, and yet someone can be just ill in one of their parts. What if it is an illness of the spirit? I mean, they call alcoholism a spiritual disease. It is a disease of the spirit. It directly depresses someone and can depress them and suppress them. And next thing you know, they're not even acting like themselves. On a good day, you're feeling dizzy and silly and kind of getting your buzz on. On a bad day, when it progresses, it's really bad. And it ruins marriages, it ruins relationships, it ruins the person's body. And it is a hard detox and a very hard recovery. Smoking is a very hard recovery. Most people cannot go cold turkey on those kind of recoveries. So, does alternative healing have a purpose? I believe yes, it does. And I do believe that what I do is valid. And furthermore, I feel that it is very new and will continue to help people the more people that learn about it. Now, to talk a little bit more about alternative healing, okay? Many things get lumped under that umbrella category. You have an umbrella category and you have massage therapy, aromatherapy, feng shui. You have things like, recovery centers, rehab, different types of therapy, talking to your social worker, talking to your sponsor. All these types of things can be considered alternative healing methods. Do they heal people? Yes, with the best of intentions and the devotion of the person who needs healing to their own healing, which is a huge part of the puzzle. Many people are not devoted to their own healing. Many people are in the dark as to what to do, how to do it, how to go about it. Many people feel that they have to choose between medical or non-medical. What I'm suggesting is that within the scope of alternative healing, that you use it to complement your medical checkups, your medical tests, and furthermore, you are the part between these two. So you are the person in the middle who has parts of you that, yes, may be helped. Could you be helped with a massage? Absolutely, especially if you haven't had touch in a long time. You have stiff muscles, stiff joints. Yes, it could help. What if you're a person that doesn't want to be touched and you just want to take an Advil and call it a day? That's fine. Maybe you need something else that works for you. There's all kinds of other things that are involved with this. We think of meditation and people wearing all white, and we think of doctors wearing white lab coats and stethoscopes. And the bottom line should be, how do you feel? How does it make you feel? And are you better? Okay, so how do you mash these two up so that you're able to benefit from it and really glean the benefits of each that you're doing. Well, I am a long-term person in this. In fact, as a child, we did have to try some of that. It was very new. It was hippie-ish. It was beatnik. It was all these other names for it, except what it really was. It was just alternative healing, right? How do you address your allergies? But what does a parent do when their child is so sick with things? How do you narrow it down? Maybe what you need are tests for this. Maybe you're not getting answers, but there are answers and there are ways to go about it. And what I have learned to do is use medical for what medical is great at, because people go to become a doctor for 6 years or more, 6 to 8 years of study and working with people in research, and include some alternative healing. Now, as a metaphysician, as an energy healer, as a person that works to remove toxic energies from people and help them get better, many times I will tell people, go get this kind of test, or I'll detect something and say, your cholesterol is low. I'm sorry, your cholesterol is high. It needs to be lowered. And this is a big part of the reason that you are feeling sluggish. Now, you may be surprised to find out what is the real root cause of that, because those things run in families. And yet, my abilities, my gift, give me the picture. And it has a lot to do with not just diet, but what foods the ancestors were forced to eat because it was the only thing to eat, what they were deprived of, and where they were driven away from. A lot of times it has to do with a larger diaspora, sometimes due to natural cataclysms. But I do pick up on this because of my intuitive gifts. Does that help the person? Well, many times it helps the person to know that it's not just them, and it's their people, but they're not the only one. There's something to do about it, and there's a way to get rid of it. And that they can sometimes go back to enjoying some of the foods that they like, in moderation, of course. How would they heal that? Because that's really our objective, is we want to be able to heal that. We may need some data. We may need some temporary medication. Now, another thing about alternative healing is that I have found with people over the years is that some people will start to feel it naturally within themselves. They'll start to feel finished or done with some aspect of what they're working on. If their body, just like if you had a cold and you start coming to the tail end of it and you start feeling like, I don't need this cough and cold medicine anymore, or I'm done taking the headache medicine, my fever has gone away. This requires a person to be in tune with themselves and notice themselves, and really begin to detect these subtle nuances and clues and really feedback that the body is giving them. And it doesn't take a huge class to get some kind of biofeedback. Your body, furthermore, has biofilms that can accumulate, and they become like a petri dish inside you. They're just a little haven for colonies of bacteria to make you sick again. So you need a plan of maintenance, which I also have developed. A daily routine and a plan of maintenance to be able to do this and to move forward so that you pretty much know what you can expect every day. How would you like to be on the upswing instead of on the downturn of what may run in your family? What are the things that are making you feel sick? What is your environment doing to you? How is it to work in a toxic, stressful environment? What's it doing to your body? How is it making you eat? Are you binging? Are you drinking? Are you drugging? Many times I watch TV shows and films, not a lot, but when I have, you see someone get a piece of bad news and they're like, I'll have a double scotch. What are they doing? They just simply got stressed and they're like, I got to calm down that stress with like a double alcohol. That's not the best way. There are ways to mitigate it. There are ways where when you do it, it is preventative. I am a firm believer in prevention, in being preventative, and doing your part in your own health. Now, this actually takes it a little beyond health and wellness, because the first thing is kick out that stuff that you inherited from your family. Alternative healing is not just a tool, but it many times can provide you tools of your lifestyle, little tweaks here and there so that you can change things up and improve. My modality, called four-zone healing, enables you to understand how the systems of the body interact with each other, how and why they are upgrading, at what times of the year, even times of the day that you're interacting with those. So in that sense, it's very consistent with your circadian rhythms, with the natural hygiene of your body, with the natural health of your body, with using natural parts of you that are not invasive, non-toxic, that literally want to help you because it's you. Also, what if you're a person that is like, give me one pill and I'll be fine? I just want that one thing. That is not preventative. That is not working on your lifestyle or your new life. And that is not realistic. Okay? I know people like that. And you know what happens? This is what I see. Their suffering is prolonged. They are delaying something that there's a part of them inside naturally is trying to get them to take action on. And they go and they rack up medical bills. And again, I'm not opposed to going to a doctor, but sometimes those bills can be excessive. In one case, the person went to the emergency room 4 times. Each time the bill was $2,000, so that equaled $8,000. If you want to meet your deductible, then go right ahead. You want to meet your deductible for the year, prolong the agony, then that's your prerogative. However, I do not recommend it. I'm offering not just an alternative here, but the metaphysical way. So you have the physician and I'm the metaphysician. The metaphysical way to start addressing some of the things with your body and for your ascension and for your up-leveling and upgrading with your brand new body, your brand new light body and chakras. You have marma points that are actually your alchemy points. There's 5 main ones, and these, they're like a little bit like you have to remember those toy trains, the transformer, where you modulate the speed that the train goes around the track. Well, this sends the energy up and down your body. Those marma points alchemize the energy so that it moderates it for you on your behalf using parts of your autonomous nervous system. Okay, so the very first place that we start in my modality, my practitioners and I, we start by opening up that part of you. There is a key reflexology point, which is for the heart and the respiratory system, that we get that popped open on you, and it's like a night and day experience. In fact, I've had people where they report that they have an orgasm of the heart when that happens. And that's quite an experience. And it's an experience people want to repeat because it's a beautiful natural part of them that's not invasive. And it's very clear as to what it is. It's a natural event. So if you've never had a spontaneous awakening, maybe it's time to explore my modality, four-zone healing, for some real metaphysical magic that can happen for you. That's also natural. It's not supernatural, it's natural. It's a natural part of you. So I hope that this video has helped you understand some things. Please stay tuned, like and subscribe for more of my videos with some of my diagrams and information. We will be having a class coming up. Please always check the descriptions below for the most current events and my website. If you would like a one-on-one session, I do, and my practitioners do one-on-one sessions. Thank you so much. Bye now.